Hey guys, it's Diana, and I want to speak today about the months of Av and Elul, and specifically about the transition from the month of Av into the month of Elul. I want to focus on what these two months mean in terms of the Hebrew letters. So, if we put them together, what do they mean? Let me quickly remind you of what the month Av stands for. So, the word means father, and it has two Hebrew letters, Aleph and Bet. Aleph is like a seed, it's the unknown. And Bet stands for house and familiarity, family protection. But it stands for so much more. But let me explain to you how Aleph and Bet, these are the first two Hebrew letters, and they represent the two becoming one in the spirit. Aleph is a spiritual letter, and it's a silent letter. It's like hidden, it's the unknown. So God is moving in secret. You may not really understand what he's doing. You may not see it, but he's releasing to you Bet. And Bet stands for a house. But what does a house stand for? It stands for structure. It stands for a blueprint. It stands for a strategy. So when the Lord releases to you the house, so to say, it releases blueprints and structure, and it reveals the Aleph, it reveals the seed. So from the father, basically Aleph, comes structure and blueprints. And in the month of Elul, which comes next, you are going to expand on these things. We again have in the Hebrew month of Elul, we have the Hebrew letters Aleph, Lamed, Vav, Lamed. So Aleph again, it's like the seed, right? We got it. But then we have Lamed, and Lamed is like the highest reaching Hebrew letter. It's reaching to the skies. The Vav is the Hebrew letter that means connection. So it's connecting the Lamed to Lamed, higher and higher. So you are going to reach new heights. It's connecting the deeper meanings of God, the mysteries of God, to the next level of mysteries. It's helping you to go from glory to glory. This is how I understand it and how I see it from what I have studied. These Hebrew letters mean that you receive the knowledge and the mysteries from God, which is the Aleph letter, and then you go from glory to glory using the source, the Aleph. All right. So again, if you look back in the month of Av, you will realize that you have received tools. You have received blueprints. You have received something from God that you can use and expand. It's facilitating your work. It's helping you to finish quicker. It's helping you to advance. And these things, they are coming to a full cycle, as already mentioned in my previous video, in the month of Elul. So this Hebrew letter, as already mentioned, the Hebrew letter Lamed, we have it twice in the month of Elul. We do not have it twice in any other month. In fact, we have it just one more time in the month of Kislev. So you do not have it everywhere. It's important. This Hebrew letter Lamed has a numerical value of 30, and 30 is connected to maturity. It's connected to the time Jesus started his ministry. It's connected to the time King David became king. So David became king. It's connected to when a lot of people in the Bible started their ministry. Actually, there was one more, and it's, let me check, it's Joseph. So how could I forget him? All right, so Joseph stood before Pharaoh when he was 30 years old. So he was promoted when he was 30 years old. So this month, you see that in this month, you're learning what you have been taught by the Lord. It's coming to maturity, and you are starting something anew. If you think about the 12th month, because Elul is the 12th month, then you will soon also think about the end, because 12, we have 12 months. We have 12 disciples. We have 12 gates in Revelation. We have 12 tribes of Israel. So you see that this number is like a number of completion. I told you how the spiritual comes before the physical, and we see it even in the Hebrew months. When we take a look at the Hebrew month Av, we see that God has ingrained the Hebrew letters for a start, and the spiritual start is already here. And then we know that in Tishri, we will start again. It's the head of the month, it's the head of the year, rather. It's starting again. That's the first month, so to say. Another thing that Aleph stands for are endless possibilities. It's the Hebrew letter for creation. So in it, God has hidden endless possibilities. So what does the Hebrew letter Vav stand for? What does a bridge stand for? You have it when you want to transition. You have it when there is a chasm, when there is a gap, when there is no way. So God is creating a way where there seems to be no way. When you cannot see your way, God is going to show you the way, because the Hebrew letter Lamed stands for a staff. So if you think about Jesus and the sheep, he is the shepherd, then he leads you. He's showing you the way. He's showing you how you can reach your point of destination. So he's helping you traverse. He's helping you to get on the other side. If you think about Moses' staff, about Aaron's staff, you know how they used it. There was authority, there was guidance in that staff. God used the staff of Moses to create miracles. So when God leads you forward, He's creating miracles as you go. He's showing you the way to miracles. He's showing you the way from glory to glory, how you can go from glory to glory. If you do not have knowledge, then you cannot transition. But if you have knowledge and you have His guidance, then you end up being in a place that you didn't expect. You couldn't see how you would get there, but He got you there by His leading, by showing you the way. Let me read to you from Exodus chapter 4, verses 2 to 5. Then the Lord said to him, meaning to Moses, "What is that in your hand?" "A staff," he replied. The Lord said, "Throw it on the ground." Moses threw it on the ground, and it became a snake, and he ran from it. So you may be afraid of what the Lord is showing you. You may be like, "Oh, that's a snake. I need to run away from it." But then this is what the Lord said to Moses. Then the Lord said to him, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." So God is telling you, take it by the tail. So Moses reached out and took hold of the snake, and it turned back into a staff in his hand. "This," said the Lord, "is so that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared to you." So God is going to give you a sign that the Lord is with you, and others are going to see it. This is what the Lord is doing in this month. Let me read to you from Numbers chapter 17, verse 8. The next day Moses entered the tent and saw that Aaron's staff, which represented the tribe of Levi, had not only sprouted but had budded, blossomed, and produced almonds. So your staff is going to produce. He's leading. If you follow God, if you follow Jesus, your staff that the Lord has given you is going to produce. It's going to sprout, bud, and blossom and produce almonds. It's going to produce. So what are you striving and toiling for? It's going to produce if you let yourself be led by the Holy Spirit. So as already mentioned, the Hebrew letter Aleph is a letter of hiddenness. It's hidden. So this means that God moves in a silence. If you do not see what He's doing, do not fall into disbelief, but know that He's moving in silence, and know what He has done in these months. You are going to see it later. Actually, you are going to already see it in the month of Elul and in the month of Tishri, because the month of Elul, This means that you expand in what He has given you. It means that the blueprints that the Lord has given you in the month of Av, you are going to expand in the month of Elul. And there is a transition again in the month of Tishri. What I love about the Hebrew calendar is that you always have some kind of transition. You always have a bridge, a birth, something that's leading you. You are never left without help. The Lord has ingrained into the Hebrew calendar mysteries. And as you go, you constantly transition, you constantly birth something. And that's amazing. I mean, if you start to study the Hebrew months and the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew numbers, then you will find out that the Lord has given us so much information. It's like you do not know what to do with it, and you can connect it to so many things. They are interconnecting, so to say. So we have a lot of divine wisdom and knowledge in these 2 months because of the Hebrew letter Aleph, which also has the preeminence, so it's the first. And from that one, we get a lot of wisdom, but also because of the Hebrew letter Lamed that we have twice. There is a lot of revelation, there is a lot that's coming from God. He's giving you a lot of blueprints. So write them down. And I know that you have already done it. And if you look back, you are going to see that He has given you some kind of revelation, some kind of tools that you can use. Another thing that we have in the Hebrew month Elul is an acronym. And this acronym sounds like this: Ani Ledodi Vedodi Li. And it means that I belong to my beloved and my beloved belongs to me. So the revelation that God is giving you, He's giving to your partner as well. They will realize something that they have not realized before. They will see something that they have not seen before. But again, it's spiritual. And then later on, you will see it manifest as you go, as the Lord leads you, as He's showing you the way. Then you will see how these things that you are planting right now are manifesting, or rather, the seeds that the Lord is giving you. You will see how they manifest. So, there are a lot of things that the Lord is doing in a mysterious way. And sometimes you think that these Hebrew months, they are not so important. You do not see a lot of things happening, but it's because the Lord is moving in secret. It's because the Lord is planting seeds. If you look back at the month of Tammuz, it was a time of testing and of trials. But this month has so much to give. If you study it, you will see how that month is so difficult because it's a month of birthing. So when you birth, it's not feeling comfortable. And that's why also the Israelites, they could not withstand the pressure. So they started worshiping idols. They could not wait any longer on Moses. They could not wait any longer on what God told them. It was that pressure. So they started to do something else. They could not wait in silence on God. And sometimes it happens the same with us. In that month, in the month of Tammuz, we are birthing some spiritual things, and they will later manifest. But that's why we feel so attacked. That's why we feel so tested, like things are coming crumbling down. And it's because we are giving birth to something that God has put on the inside of us. And right afterwards, you see that it starts with Aleph, Aleph and Bet again. I want to add some things to the month of Av. Since the Hebrew letter Bet is connected to a house, when you tell someone, feel as if you were at home, feel at home, what do you mean? You know, it's connected to comfort. So the Lord is comforting you. It's also connected to access. You give someone access and a liberty and freedom. It's like feel as if you were at home. It means that just be you. And the Lord is telling you to just be you. He's taking out of your hidden chambers of your heart the things that you want to hide. Sometimes we want to hide certain things about ourselves, but the Lord is saying that you need to open up. Be vulnerable if you want others to see you. If you want others to perceive you and see you how you are, you need to open up again. You need to feel at home. So there are some Bible verses about that. Let me see where I have them. That's from Luke chapter 15, verses 31 to 32. And that's the story about the prodigal son. And the father is saying to the older son, everything that I have is yours as well. So everything that I have in this house belongs to you as well. So that's connected to a house. Another Bible verse we have in John chapter 14 and verse 14. My Father's house has many rooms. I'm going to prepare a place for you. So the Lord is preparing a place for you in this month. So he has prepared something for you, like a room where you will enter in. You will see that God will give you access to rooms that were created specifically for you. You did not have access up until now, but he's revealing to you the rooms that he has created specifically for you. Sometimes the Lord brings them together and he puts those chess pieces in specific places where they can benefit you. They were placed there with intention. They were placed there with a plan. And the plan is to prosper you and to promote you. So again, when you are at home and you feel at home, then you open up. You create or you build bonds. You connect differently with those that are in the same household. So the Lord is saying that you need to connect differently. You are going to connect differently because the revelation from God will open your eyes and it will open the eyes of others as well. He's giving you access to his house. He has given you the keys to his house. When you have received the Holy Spirit, it meant that now you could access the kingdom of heaven. You could access the storehouse of heaven. So let me finish with this. In the month of Elul, God is elevating you to new heights. You are going to connect differently. You are going to transition again. You are going to overcome obstacles because of the bridge that God is showing you, because he's showing you the way. So the Lord is leading you out. He's leading you to your next level. Focus on the blueprints and the tools that the Lord has given you. This is my advice. So if you want an advice, focus on that. And by using them, by expanding on them, the Lord is leading you out. He will do the rest. All right, that's it for this prophetic word. If you want to sow a seed into this prophetic word, the link is in the description box below. If you want to join the SEERS community, the link is in the description box below as well. And if you have any questions about the SEERS community, you can send me an email. You can fill out the form on my website and send me your email. There is a merch that I created, a store where you can purchase t-shirts and hoodies with different designs. For more information, check the information in the description box. Everything is in there, all right? I'm not going to repeat myself, but yeah, you know that everything is in the description box. Share this word with someone and let me know how this word spoke to you. What is the thing that spoke to you mostly? What is it that the Lord has revealed to you? What is it that he has used to bring you forward? All right, it's important for me to know, and I would appreciate that. Many blessings. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.